Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Simple Chats with Nate. I'm Nate, and today we have my friend Adrian and his wife Dawn Africa here today. And very soon you'll find out why. I've been feeling very, very, very sad this week.
Don't cry, my friend.
And yeah, we will talk a little bit about that today. Very exciting episode. Our friends here are leaving China, and stay tuned. While you're here, please don't forget to like, share, subscribe, smash all the buttons, and tell your friends about Simple Chats. And yeah, let's jump into this.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
All right, Dawn, you haven't been here. Please introduce yourself.
Okay. Hi, I'm Dawn. My complete name is Dawn Zaim Adrian and Africa, and I'm married to a South African. I'm from the Philippines. I have a son, Noah, and that's it.
Welcome back, Pastor.
Thank you.
It's good to have you back.
It's good to be back.
Sadly, this might be the last time I'll have either of you on the podcast.
Who knows?
Who knows?
The last time on the podcast in China. Maybe elsewhere. Maybe in South Africa, in
Don't know what you're implying.
Vietnam.
You want to know how we feel
Mm-hmm.
about going to another country, leaving China,
Mm-hmm.
and I think you just want to spend time with us. So
Of course.
we're here.
It's always a bonus.
Me?
Yeah.
I think the last point that she gave is the main reason why you wanted us to come. You just wanted to find time to spend time with us
Of course.
before
of
we
course.
go.
And you guys so graciously said yes.
That's what you think. No, only kidding. We graciously said yes.
Graciously.
We also want to spend whatever time we have with you.
Oh, you're so sweet, guys. But you're here because you're leaving,
Yeah.
right?
Mm-hmm.
Very soon.
Very, very soon.
So by the time this podcast will be out, you guys would have left.
Yeah, would have been gone already.
Yeah, you're gonna be.
Why
gone.
do you want to make us cry now? Like we're just starting.
We are going to Vietnam.
Vietnam.
Yeah.
In Hanoi. So we had the opportunity. We were given an offer to, God willing, to be able to start a school, and for now, maybe a kindergarten school, and do the mission. Whatever opportunity that the Lord will open for us to do mission, then we'll be willing to do that.
I've been to many places before, and I've always felt anxious before going. But at this time, this day, what's the date today? The 26th of March, Tuesday. I feel at peace. Don't feel anxious. I just feel like it's a normal day. I just leave everything in the Lord's hands. Maybe as we get closer to the day, I might feel a bit anxious.
I think I have mixed emotions. Like I think started when Sister Lillian, one of the church members, leaving, and I was also trying to reflect and say, wait, we are also leaving, so wait, this is really happening. And this is something that we talked about, like even pre-pandemic, I believe. We talked about Vietnam before.
It was in the middle of
Pandemic, yeah. And it's like, we didn't expect that it's really gonna happen now. So I like adventure. I like different experiences, something new. So I'm excited, but at the same time, yeah, it feels sad, especially leaving friends behind.
So we got married in 2017. Both of us graduated. She graduated first. In 2016, I completed my studies 2016, but I officially graduated 2017. Anyways, I'm going far back, but after that, after our marriage, after graduation, we got married, and then we lived together, but still under the support of my parents back home. I was planning on studying further to do my master's at one of the schools in the Philippines, but then we both decided that we should support ourselves and not be dependent on other people. We were looking at opportunities, and the opportunity of working in China popped up. And after prayer, we decided to come to China.
I think for me, I can really say that my first home, and a home that I learned how to, like the apartments, even we live in apartments. I started when we first had our first apartment, like it was bare. And when I was in college, I stayed in the dorm, or I stayed in apartments, or we call it boarding houses. So when we got here, it's like, wait, I need to manage the house, I have to put decors. Like I learned here how to do homemaking.
Yeah.
Yes, and it's something that it really taught me a lot.
I came before she came because I had to go to South Africa to sort out my passport. So I went to South Africa alone and came to China alone just after the October holiday of China. And was it a month? Yeah, about a month that she was away from me, and I was in a foreign land alone. I didn't know how to speak Chinese or communicate in the basic Chinese, asking how much and so forth. I was in the deep end. I didn't know. So
I told him, "Did you go to the church? Did you visit the international church?" I said, "Oh, I'll wait for you."
Yeah. So I didn't know how to travel
Because we were in a
on my
different
own.
province.
I didn't know how to travel on my own, and I didn't have the energy and the drive to explore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But I made it. It was lonely. I stayed in a 3-bedroom apartment, a big apartment. That was
All
our
by
first
yourself?
apartment. And I stayed in that apartment all by myself.
Yeah.
It was lonely. But we made it together. It was obviously a huge stepping stone for all of us, for both of us.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, so it was interesting. So what happened when we from Yanjiao we transferred to Beijing, and that is in Fengtai. Yeah. So the school promised a visa, but then they're not able to, process the visa and all that. So things were stressful. With all these commotions, and we tried to apply what kind of visa can we do and all that for us not to exit, but we ended up leaving the country. So when we left the country, we stayed there for almost a month. Yeah, and we came back but we came back with a tourist visa with the help of the bride's family. So they gave us an invite. So when we come back, then we have to process our visa once we're here, because it might take longer when we process it there.
Yeah.
And the funny thing is, when we came back, just after a month, the pandemic happened.
We signed our contract with the new school. We were to work, I think start working in December of 2019. But then obviously the pandemic happened around. When was Wuhan's thing? Wuhan's thing was
2020.
2020. No, I think we were supposed to start January, but we signed our contracts in December already. November, December. And then we did not have work for the whole, for the first year of the pandemic. And the bride family really helped us a lot.
Yeah, we stayed together, and we ended up doing Bible studies together. medical missionary.
stuff.
And then Shane,
Training.
we had Chinese classes with Shane because, of course, he's good with his Chinese. And we also had Spanish classes.
With Jessica.
And we also had
You still
experiment with
remember
raw
some-
food. So we had to make raw food and all that.
How much Spanish do you guys still know?
She knows more.
Edges. Jessica, if you're watching, I remember.
What did you just say?
Edges, something like that.
I don't know. Male, female? I don't
So-
know.
No comprende.
¿Cómo está? That one I know because I'm Filipino. Tagalog is a bit,
Obviously, she will say the same thing. The most, I'm not gonna. The thing that comes up first is the birth of our son. That's the most memorable moment that has happened here in China and in our lives.
Unforgettable.
Yeah, unforgettable moment.
Yeah.
The birth of our son.
Okay.
Just seeing him for the first time.
Yeah.
That was a miracle indeed.
I think I had a lot. I think we experienced. I think when we did not have Noah yet,
Mhm.
like we come from a different province, but we would come almost every weekend to Beijing and explore Beijing. I liked it when we had our anniversary at the Forbidden City, and it was just you're just exploring, and when we met our friends, not only church mates, but we built. We had this core group of friends, and they are also young couples, and we learned from each other, and we just spent a lot of time together. And like during holidays, instead of going out, we would stay in a house and we would play
Yeah.
like games. What kind of games? Like Jenga, Taboo,
30
Twister.
seconds.
Yeah, it was so much fun. And yeah, the birth. I think I enjoyed my pregnancy
Yeah.
years, those 9 months. Okay, except from the one that I got COVID. Everybody got. But I think I really enjoyed it and something I will never forget. What else? And with
Yeah.
you guys,
Yeah, the time spent
we would
in
go
the
for a
bride's
road
house.
trip. I think
The
it's cool.
time spent in the bride's house was also nice. The road trips that we had
Yeah.
a
That
number
was-
of times.
That was really cool.
The road trip that we supposed to have would have been a nice memory, but I don't know. Someone keeps calling it off. I don't know who.
No idea who that person is. Can you share a story about the people you've met or friends that you've made that had a significant impact on you? Like, please disregard us here, okay?
No,
Even
we
if
can't.
that
We
is
can't
enough.
disregard you.
We've been here for like a flick.
Okay, let me speak. Even though you want us to disregard you, and even though you think you've only been here for a short period of time
Very short.
in our
period.
existence here in China, Beijing specifically, you guys have had a massive impact on our family. And it's not just saying that because you
He's
are hosting
crying
the
now.
podcast,
I'm not cra-
but it's true. To me personally, you have encouraged me. You made me feel like you are like my real friend. That's why I'm always at it with you, teasing you, fooling around. I'm not like that with everybody. Yeah, I've enjoyed myself, and I treasure the moments that we've spent with you and your family.
Okay, move on now. Let's.
Okay, so later about the Nates on his next podcast. Nate's family on the next podcast.
But it's really true. I would like to add on to that. Like I think my pregnancy journey went way easier because you guys were here. Like the support. It's true. Like come on. I gave birth and you guys picked us up in what car was that? It's like a premium car, like whoa. Wow, like
Whoa,
come
guys,
on.
don't say premium cars. and things like this is not a premium.
Some people
I'm
out there don't know what premium cars are.
I'm
Those
not
are
good with
normal
cars, so
A
what
premium
car was
car
that
can
one?
be a Toyota Corolla.
But basically that was like a very comfy, nice car. you know. So, I felt so special. That was really, really thoughtful of you guys. And yeah, hello, Shanae. Thank you so much. And, Shanae would always give me a lot of tips on how to do things. And until now, like if I don't know what to do, and, when Noah burned himself, like there's no hospital open. We would have gone crazy, but you guys are there. Dr. Nate.
Yeah.
And we really appreciate you guys for that.
Praise God.
Yeah.
That question wasn't a setup for that.
Yeah.
Okay, so
We
I will
have
talk
other-
about other people as well.
Thank you. There you
So
go.
they are specific individuals. The friends that she spoke about. Well, there's a lot. But there's Annie and Leandro, the couple. They are a couple. They were a very good friend of ours, and we would go to their house. They would make us feel at home. We could just go and relax on their couch and just make as if that is our home.
Yeah.
Innocent.
Shout out to Innocent.
Yeah, shout out to Innocent.
Hello, Innocent.
Innocent was like a real brother. Like you are my brother. Innocent was like my brother. While he was here, he would counsel us on a few things. He would come to us. We would counsel each other. We would pray for each other and so forth. Lots of memories made with him. Yeah. Anyways, let me not speak too much about Innocent as well. But he's a very good guy. Who else? Jessica and Shane and JJ.
JJ.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's a lot to say about all of them. Fabian and Elizabeth, the first couple that took us in Beijing
Yeah.
and just took us under their wings as
And
a
mentored
metaphor.
us.
And mentored us, yeah. The
Yeah.
most missionary-minded couple that we have met here in China. They are very active in doing mission work to the Chinese
Yeah.
and so forth. Who else?
Which is a very difficult thing.
Of course, Elder Yoon and Sister Laura.
Yes.
They're like our
Yeah.
parents here.
Aldean,
China.
they have also helped a lot. When
Yes.
she was pregnant, they came to the hospital as like you did. They would give us food, give her food, and I would take some of the food that they gave for her. Yeah,
But it's been there for you too.
yeah.
Especially Elder
Yoon.
Yoon as a pastor of the church.
Mhm.
There are more people.
A lot
There's
of them.
so many people that have been there for us.
Mhm.
Like mum, sister. Yeah, I can mention a lot of names. Sister Lillian, Mum Lillian, the Kabula family from DRC.
Yeah.
The Sinkala
The
family.
Sinkala family. So many people that were good
Yeah.
to us.
I can actually mention all of them, but hello,
Yeah.
church family.
Yeah. Shout out to Beijing.
Even
SDA.
Steffi and Daniel.
Daniel. Mm-hmm.
Yes, and Mira.
Oh,
Yeah.
Andrew Meza and Prudence Meza as well.
Yeah.
Very good friends.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. We would pray a lot together. Andrew and I would pray together all the time.
Yeah.
Because we worked together. We would pray together. Obviously, we would go-kart. There were times we would go-karting and just have fun together as
goodness.
friends. So we do spiritual things together. We would obviously do
Spiritually ride the go-kart.
yeah, we would do fun things not as if spiritual things are not fun or brings joy to you, but we would do other secular things together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And reward and
Advent,
the one who did the music video for me.
Reward, Advent, and Frank.
Frank, yes.
Frank, they almost forgot about
Sorry,
you.
Frank and
Yes.
Tawanda.
I really enjoy that. We
The
used to
list
do
goes on.
music video in the church.
The list
They
goes
would
on.
record me.
There's Tawanda, Frank's brother.
Yes.
So many people.
And Nash. Hello, Nash.
Tinashi, Mandevani, the elder.
What's challenging for me personally is being a stay-at-home mom right now, because I think it wasn't that easy, because it's different from back home. that you get to open your door and you see your neighbors or cousins or relatives. But here, you are just on your own, unless if you go out and, mingle with the grandparents or the ayis who are also playing with their grandkids or kids outside. And I think when we went through the COVID, I think that was really tough, especially financially. It was really tough. Like, our school didn't pay us.
They couldn't pay us.
Yes.
The government had a stipend for everybody.
Yeah, but yeah, I mean, if we didn't even stay with the bride's family, we won't be able to afford our apartment.
Yeah.
Because
we would not have stayed in China.
Yeah, it was just a percent. How much? How many percent was that?
It was not even a percent.
Yeah, so it cannot even pay our rent. But thank God provided, and we're able to do part-times, online classes. So that's how we survived.
Yeah.
What was challenging for me with regards to the people of China at first was their mindset.
Yeah.
The culture, the way they do things.
Yeah.
Obviously, because it's a new place, you get culture shock, and you need to adapt to the way they do things. So there's one thing I'll specify is when there are issues, they are not very confrontational.
Yeah.
They will
Sugarcoat.
or they don't want to say what they have to say to whoever they have to say in their face.
Yeah.
They will always go around. So
Dance around the issue.
yeah. So that I had an issue with. I think I come from a place. I know South Africa is not always like that. Not all people in South Africa are straightforward.
Yeah.
But with the people that I grew up with, if there's a problem, you tell it to your face. If you don't like someone, you tell it to their face.
Yeah.
If they need to sort out something, you tell it to their face.
Yeah.
Don't try to beat around the bush or not.
Yeah, and I have an addition speaking about towards Chinese people. Okay, nothing against them, but like the first year, like when I tried to look for a job, go for interviews here in Beijing, and I would go for interviews and all that, and they would say, "Oh, you're good" and all that, but then they will start offering you a salary, and then because you're Filipino. So I understand that I'm not a native speaker, so those things were a bit challenging, but I think I was able to overcome it. So I didn't allow people to, pay me or treat me because of my race, or I'm not non-native and all that. So I'm glad I was able to get a school who's willing to, reciprocate what I deserve.
Yeah. How would you say that these challenging times shaped your journey, shaped your lives actually here in China?
It has made me more understanding, or at least I think I'm more understanding of the people from China.
Yeah.
It has made me more patient. Obviously, when you understand people, you become more patient with them. It has taught me. Have I been saying learned me?
No.
Taught
me.
It has taught me to be more joyful, to find joy in many situations or different situations. Like at school right now, the teachers are always asking me, "Adi, why are you always so happy?"
Yeah.
Because whenever I'm at school, I'm playing with the kids, laughing with them, and not my students, all the students in the school, and I'm singing in the corridor and so forth. So they're always asking, "Why are you so happy?" And I think I've learned how to be more happy, to be more joyful here in China. It wasn't always the case in other places that I've been
positive.
in. More positive. So yeah, and stronger.
Yeah.
Because I've gone through quite a bit here in China.
Yeah.
And I've learned how to handle myself in the tough situations that I found myself to be in. Yeah.
And you found a way to learn and grow from that.
Yeah, I think I've found myself learning and growing.
Yeah, like him, I think when it comes to work, when I used to work, when I was working, I learned to respect other people's opinion. I learned that my opinion is not always right, and I can be right, but they can be right, and people have different worldviews. Because the reality is, in China, you will meet not only Chinese people but also foreigners who have different views in life. I'm a Christian, and my workmate is a Muslim, and there's another one who doesn't believe on anything, or so I think I learned to be more open-minded and respect whatever they say, but at the same time I present my views, especially my Christian worldview, and they take it or leave it.
Yeah.
And I learn not to take things personally. I noticed that because for Filipinos, sometimes when they try to tell you something, I think we're a bit the same with Chinese, with the Chinese people, that we don't just say
Jump around the point.
we try to make it sound nice. But I've noticed that Westerners, they prefer you to tell things straight, and sometimes for us it's offensive, if you do that. But I learned not to get offended, and not to become emotional about things, because at the end of the day you will be encountering different people every day.
All the years that we've been in China were the best times, because there were very good times in every year.
The best times for me is when I get to meet new people from church, especially during the pandemic, like they don't have any church to go to. Okay, I had my best times with, you guys and friends, but like I liked that feeling, and I think I'm going to miss it. Like people will come and, is there a church here? Oh, we don't have a church yet, because it wasn't open yet, and we would give our address, and they would come, totally strangers coming to the house, and we just, cook and prepare food, and we spend Sabbath together. And it's just like, a family is it's like how heaven feels, like strangers, but you you just welcome them at your place and get to know them. And apparently I get to get closer to them.
Since she was talking, I've been thinking, and this just popped into my mind, the times that I was given the privilege to be able to baptize. Those were indeed highlights. Baptize, to conduct a baby blessing, and to be able to conduct.
Whose baby did you bless?
This cute little boy by the name of Eli. His middle name is Luke, and his last name is Martinez.
Of course.
And
sounds like my son.
And also to be a part of officiating the ceremony for a wedding. That was also a highlight. So
you've done very much all the pastorly things.
Those were highlights in my pastoral vocation in China. And being able to pastor an international group of people. There are challenges behind it, but it has taught me a lot. It has really taught me a lot.
It's like getting to know like 40 to 50 church members, Like I've never expected that I will be meeting these people around the world.
Even more than that.
Like even people who left already. But it's such a great honor to meet them and learn from them, and it's educating. It's a very good experience.
What aspects of Chinese culture do you feel like you've embraced over the years? For instance, for me, taking off my shoes at the door.
That is an Asian culture
back home. For me.
That's what is done in most Asian places. So South Korea, when I went there, I felt like it was good. In the Philippines, they do it all the time. I think it's very hygienic. I think it should be implemented all over the world.
Yeah.
But if you have smelly feet, put
Make
powder
an
in your
exception for you.
shoes. Don't wear the same socks every day. Wash your feet.
Yeah.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
Go through all those hygienic measures.
Yeah.
Even if you're wearing flip-flops. If you wear flip-flops,
Yeah.
your feet can still stink.
All right.
So just, you don't want to fumigate the
I
other
see.
person's home that you're getting into.
I see.
Yeah, I think for me, I like the fact that when you make friends, whatever intentions they have, they really try to help. Like if you're like, is there anything you need? They try their best. Maybe
But I
some
feel
people.
like you've always been like that.
Sorry,
I feel like you've always been like that.
I don't know.
think this is a
A
Chinese
friend that always
adoption
tries to help.
or what? I don't know. You could probably mention.
I don't
Well,
know,
you
but
probably
they're
did
like
it to-
whatever you need. So I think I'm going to embrace that even more. Yeah.
Even more. Okay.
And another one is with how they invest on their kids.
Yeah.
Like we had what do you call this? A neighbor before, how they let them practice the piano, let them invest on extra classes. It might not be for everyone, but I mean, if I'll have the chance, I'll have the money, then I'll also do that. And how they take their kids to the park.
Yeah.
And the grandparents, they really watch over them and they try to talk to them, and I think it's good. I don't know, but it's not something that I always see in my country.
The thing I like about the culture in China, and it's all over, not in Beijing, not only in Beijing, is that they are very active.
Yeah.
You go to the parks and you'll see old ladies from 60s up to 80s
Yeah.
walking around in the park, dancing their
Yeah.
dance.
Show us. What do they? What do they?
And the Mandela dance, and you'll see them stretching,
Yeah. Phew.
and
Very
the
flexible.
flexibility of these old people puts me as a
Shame.
very young man to shame. No, but they are very flexible. They can lift their legs up to the head, standing up,
Yeah.
and it's amazing. And you'll see old men on those bars swinging around. You wonder, aren't your joints gonna give in and your limbs
Yeah.
separate from your body? No, these people are just very fit, flexible. Obviously, you can see when they walk slowly, but they are very active.
And the hot water, warm water.
Drinking warm water.
Warm water
Oh,
fixes
yeah.
everything.
Fixes
Are you okay? If your head is your head painful or your tummy? Drink water.
Because you don't drink
Warm water.
warm.
It has to be warm water.
please.
Mhm.
Yeah. Hot water.
Another thing
Uh,
is added to the warm water is when you go everywhere you go, you'll see Chinese drinking herbal tea.
Tea, yeah.
Yeah.
Herbal tea. So you'll see some flowers inside there,
Yeah.
or some other leaves. They always drink it. They somewhat health conscious.
Yeah. Wow.
So,
So
those
these-
are the positive things.
And these are some of the things that you will
Embrace.
take with you and embrace for the rest of your lives.
Yeah, I would, especially the warm water.
Being active. I would like to be,
Yeah.
if
As
the
active
Lord
as I
doesn't
am.
come very soon,
Yeah.
I would like to, if I'm in my 90s or 100s,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would still like to be able to move around.
You'd
Like
to be
taking a
90
walk
as well.
every after meal.
Yeah, if the Lord spares me to
Naps.
see them.
Naps. Take your nap.
Yeah, they love the
Very
naps.
In this culture, right? Take your
I love
naps.
that one. The way you say is like, yeah.
He wants us to cry. He wants us to feel bad.
How do you guys feel?
We do
About-
feel like a big part of us has been taken away from us, because obviously we can say China is our home.
Yeah.
We built our family in China,
Yeah.
because this is the only place we've really been together outside. This is the
Our
only
son
place
is
we've
born
been
in
together.
China.
Yeah, he's a
in
Chinese,
China.
made in China.
Yeah.
but
Unfortunately
assembled
assembled from DNA
from heaven.
outside.
Assembled in heaven. Yeah. So a lot of the things that we have as a family, our friends, the church, the culture that we have mostly embraced as our own, because I mean we're both from a different country.
Yeah.
We both have different cultures, ways of doing things. So coming to a place that is not our own, we had to embrace it as a family. So that we will miss. That will take a big chunk out of our hearts.
Yeah. Even like living, we have to have 23, 46 kgs each. And we literally have to let go of all the things that we bought or people maybe has given us, and it's too much to carry. So we're going to leave the country with 2 suitcases, 1 suitcase for Noah. And yeah, it's
5
really like
suitcases
leaving
all around.
everything behind. And maybe also the system. I think I'm going to miss the system here. Things are fast. The Waimai saves me a lot.
Yeah.
If you don't want to cook, just order from Waimai.
Yeah.
That one.
Life is
abuse
very
that.
Convenient.
in Beijing.
Everything is
Super
available.
convenient. Everything, food, transportation,
Yeah.
services are top tier.
Mhm.
I think even better than, I've never been to the US, but I think it's better than the US. I'm talking about Beijing alone.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah,
It's very efficient.
very, very
Everything is-
efficient.
Why am I just
Comfortable.
sending stuff?
Mhm.
Like sending, it's not just big. Like if you just want to send something from one part of the country to the other part of the country, like it's super,
Yeah, you
super
get it in
easy.
3 days, even
Yeah.
if you're sending something from the most north part of China to the most
Mhm.
south part. You get it within that week.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah.
also
And the church,
the church.
that one.
Oh.
It's totally different because that's like our home church. That's like if we have membership, then we are members of the Beijing International Church.
One of the things that I've come to dislike in China is the cold weather.
Mhm.
So I'm looking forward to warmer weather in our new destination.
All year round.
Eh?
Yeah.
All year round.
All year round. I actually liked it when I was in the Philippines.
Yeah.
Even though it might have gotten very hot,
Mm-hmm.
I still prefer that kind of heat over the cold that you can find here in China. Or specifically Beijing, in the northern regions of China.
Weak people say things like that. You don't?
Me, I think, yeah, aside from the weather, because, yeah, the weather too. Because we just came from the Philippines and South Africa, and I can see, if I see my son, Noah, if he's very happy playing around like almost every day, then I'm happy. And it's convenient, it's nice. And yeah, I'm a people person, so I'm looking forward to meeting new people and doing something different.
Yeah. So you guys really feel like this? Do you guys feel like this experience in China prepared you for your journey ahead?
I believe so.
Yes.
In what way? Quickly. We want to wrap up.
China has prepared us for our journey ahead, in that we have learned how to not be too dependent on other people and depend on the Lord to lead and guide where He would wish for us to be and do.
Yeah, I think for me, we learned from the people that we have met here. Like I mentioned, the Beltrans. So we've seen how they do things, how they reach out to people without being so out there, to people who are not really believers or who are not maybe Seventh-day Adventists. So it gave us a lot of ideas on how to do things strategically in case we go there. And we've been teaching here. We've been teaching Chinese kids, and we might be able to apply there. Though it's a different, Vietnamese kids might be different, but I think our teaching experience has prepared us to go and start our own school, a mission school. So I think that's 7 years of preparation.
Yeah. Wow.
Perfect number.
Yeah. For Noah, what hopes do you have for him as you move into a different chapter, a different part of the world, and start writing a different chapter of your life?
My only dream is for Noah to be, we pray this every day, for God to take him as he is, because he rightfully belongs to God. He just gave Noah to us as parents to take care of him and guide him and place him in environments that are conducive to allowing for him to be a servant of the Lord throughout his life. And we always pray that he grows in wisdom and in stature and in favor with God and man, and that he becomes a servant for God and for man, like Jesus was. We always pray that. So as we move into this new chapter, my hope is that we find an environment, influences, and more skills and wisdom for him to be able to be molded in the fashion that God would desire for him to be molded into, so that he will grow up to be a mighty warrior in the Lord's hands. That's my desire.
What's that? Felt like you preached a sermon.
Am I supposed to answer too?
Yeah.
Okay. So, you know already that if we are to be followed, our personal desire will be followed. We would prefer Noah. We would prefer to go home, either in the Philippines or to South Africa. And if you have the money to get a land where we can, country living in the countryside, and for Noah to grow in a good environment. That's our desire, But we don't know why the Lord is leading us to Vietnam. And I believe that the Lord is trying to teach us something there. Maybe we will learn something from Vietnam. So we would love him to be homeschooled. Yeah, it's really my desire for him to be homeschooled, and if possible, for me to be able to focus, to guide him as his mom. So we are praying that, I believe that it's the Lord's will for us to Vietnam, and I know that the Lord is trying to teach us something there. But at the same time, I pray that Noah will be someone is like our little angel who will guide us. We got closer to people. People perceive us differently because of Noah. Like, they are more open to you when you have a child. And he is like our little missionary. So my desire is for him, wherever we go, wherever the Lord leads us, he will be a missionary-minded boy. Amen. Like how I've seen in my parents. So, yeah. Okay, so to the people that I'm leaving behind, specifically maybe to some of my few Chinese friends, I hope and pray that you have learned something from me. Things I might have not been able to explain about God or about the Bible in a way that you will understand, but I hope and pray that whatever character or attitude or behavior that I've shown you, may it be that it will remind you that there is a God who loves you. And I pray that I served as an example, that one day when you, like a seed has been planted, that when you encounter God again through someone, then you will be reminded of how I portrayed Christ's character in you. With you when I was with you. And to my church family, I pray that you'll stay strong, there are lots of things that you'll go through in this country. You may be rebuked, persecuted, or maybe people will discriminate you. But the Lord has placed us here to be molded, for our characters to be refined, and to show who we really are. Because I believe that this is the reason why I stayed here in China for a long time. For God to show who I am really within me. If my family is not here, if the other church family in the Philippines are not watching me, so I get to learn myself here. So I hope that it will be same to you, and may you grow in Christ. The longer you stay in China, the longer you also grow in Christ, and at the same time have personal growth. Yeah, so God bless.
I would like to say to the people that I'm leaving behind that I will miss you. And the memories to those people that we were very close to, or whatever memories were made with people, I will cherish those memories. And finally, I wish for everybody to just keep their focus on Jesus.
Yeah.
Just keep your focus on Jesus, and that's it. Social media. WhatsApp, WeChat, Facebook, Messenger, Instagram, whatever means are available. Yeah. And it would be nice, if possible, to be able to meet in person from time to time. So maybe our friends from South Africa, the Martinez family,
Will visit us.
will visit us in this year in Vietnam. Yeah. And maybe when they go to South Africa, we will go to South Africa as well. And we can meet over there.
Yeah.
And so forth. Yeah. So those are the main means. Unfortunately, you cannot call direct number to China because of circumstances.
Yeah.
But yeah, social media is the best way moving forward.
Yeah.
Yeah. Same.
Same.
And maybe we'll try, if there are online activities, we'll try to join still,
Yeah. And birthdays, if you have not given me your birthday, give it to my wife. She will remind me.
Is there anything else you'd like to share that we haven't covered in this little interview? Putting away the phone, as you can see.
So,
I have more.
I will say, I've learned a lot in church. I will be sharing my last sermon in the church, and I might be sharing a few things that I've learned. One of them is to be strong under adversity.
Mm-hmm.
There are so many things, but the main one is to be strong under adversity, not to give up, and always be dependent on the Lord.
Yeah.
I've learned a lot at school. I've seen my lack of ability and capabilities to do things in the beginning. I felt like giving up, but I did not. And as I pushed through, I've grown, like we mentioned in the beginning, all throughout the podcast. And I would like to say that my experience as a teacher in China has been very enriching, very much enriching. And throughout the years, I've seen how I've grown, and I've seen how students have grown because the Lord has used me in that field, even though I'm not a qualified teacher. The class that I'm leaving now, I feel so sad that I'm going to leave them. Parents and children almost every day are saying, "Adi, please don't go, please don't go."
Yeah.
But yeah, we have made our decision, and we believe that the Lord is leading. So in every sphere of your life, the Lord finds a way to bless you. Every area that you find yourself in, even though it might be challenging at first, at the end of the road, when you look back, you will be like, why was I complaining? Why did I go? Why was I crying at this moment? Why did I do that? You never really know what you will become. It is only if a book was written about yourself and you read that book, you'll see that in the beginning of the book, you'll find yourself weak, like a stick man. You in the beginning, you're complaining, you're being put down all the time, but you don't know what you will become like at the end of the book. Just another way of saying this. There's a story that I heard of a man that read a story about himself, and when he opened the book, he saw in the beginning of the story about himself that the man was complaining and all these other things. I think it was about himself. But anyways, he read the story. But he read the story again, and then he's like, oh, if only at the beginning of the book, he said, if only you knew what you're going to be like. And then he read the next page, and the man was always complaining in the book. And he's like, if only you knew what you're going to be like. And then at the end of the book, the man says, see, if only you had known what you would be like from the beginning. So many times we go through tough times, we say, why Lord, why all of this? And the Lord is saying to you, if only you knew what you are going to be like at the end of this book.
Yeah.
So that's what I would like to leave for anybody going through whatever they are going through right now. The Lord has a plan for you. Philippians 1 verse 6. Philippians 1 verse 6, being confident of this very thing, that he which done a good work in you will complete it until the day of the Lord Jesus Christ. Okay?
Amen.
There I preached my sermon. Finish.
You're done with the divine hour. For me, maybe I'm just grateful. I just want to show or express my gratefulness of I think China, I mean, a lot of people around the world maybe like look down this country because of the things that happened. But for me, China is like, it's a blessing to me. We get to experience a lot of things as a couple that we might have not experienced if we are not here in China. We get to build our family, our own core values as a family here in China on our own. I also learned to, to survive. Even if you don't understand the language, you figure things out. So it made me more brave, like send me to any country and I can survive. If I survive China and I couldn't read, the Chinese characters, then I think I can survive other countries. Like you can figure things out even if it's tough. So I'm so grateful. I didn't even expect that I would be able to study in an Adventist institution that is like a dream school for me. But because of China, I was able to study with my master's. So I'm really grateful. And I think I had a good birth experience here in China. So it's going to be a very, very special place for me.
Yeah.
Special country. And met good friends. Good friends. Like you guys. Oh, I'm going to cry now.
Who wants to cry?
You?
Have you ever seen me cry? I've never seen this.
This Sabbath, they're going to cry.
Yeah. The Lord has used China to bless us a lot. China has really blessed us. It has spoiled us. Not only us, I would like to say all foreigners in China have been spoiled in China.
But I think not only...
In some way. In many ways, I'd like to believe it.
Yeah.
It's a sad thing. Yeah, there are lots of issues in this country and all over the world. But it's a sad thing that the media portrays China as the villain of the East or the villain of the world. They have their issues. And you give me any country right now and we can give the issues of those countries as well. So China is a nice place, but yeah.
Yeah, but maybe I'm not only talking financially about the finances and all that. Yes, you can earn well in China, but I think we found good friendship and family here, that they really spoiled us with love and support, I think, and I'm gonna treasure that. Thank you guys. So, 谢谢你们.
Where's your Chinese? 不知道.
不知道了.
What are you saying?
I mean, you can even add to that, guys. Thank you so much for coming to say goodbye.
Thank
you for having us.
Thank you for enduring us. I know we speak too long, we speak too much. We like to expound on simple things.
You are the problem when it comes to that.
Well, I'm sorry.
But thank you so much for coming. I appreciate it. And I appreciate everything that you've been to us over the last 2 years and whatnot. And I'm going to miss you guys very, very, very much. You guys don't even understand when I say my stomach feels weird.
We will only truly know when you cry.
I have to cry.
Let me just push out that tear right now. But I will miss you guys terribly, terribly much.
I'll miss you too.
And I'm sure my wife feels the exact same way. One of the things that makes living abroad just that much more bearable is having good friends. And we found that in you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, my friend.
再见.